1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mike Hennig here, coming to you today with the old traditional bluegrass song, Roll On Buddy, in the key of G. I did this one for banjo, and I thought it'd be fun to do a mandolin version as well. This song can definitely be played faster, so it's a good one for working on your speed, working on staying relaxed. We're going to work out of this kind of classic G position, kind of Monroe-style G position to play a melody, working on our alternate picking, working on adding some drone strings for solo too. There's 2 solos. I'll break them both down note for note and then do some backup stuff, kind of how to do chop chords, which might be a little bit of a review, and then we'll go on to how to fill in between the vocal lines a little bit with some fills or bass walks that you can do in the backup. All right, enough talking. Here's Roll On Buddy in the key of G. Here we go. All right, so let's start breaking down this first solo to Roll On Buddy. So we're going to stay pretty close to the melody. Let's take it phrase by phrase. We're going to use some kind of classic bluegrass positions in the key of G for this song. So let's play like the first 4 measures. That'll be like the opening Roll On Buddy, Roll On are the lyrics there. So I'll play it once and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. That's into measure 5. Okay? Do it again real slow. 1. Okay, like I said, that's the Roll On Buddy, Roll On. So let's just break down the basic melody so you got it. So the basic melody kind of starts on this 5th fret on the D string. We kind of play it twice, roll on. And then we're gonna play the 2nd fret on the A string, and you can slide into it if you want, or just play it on its own. We're gonna play that note twice, and then kind of like a pull off. Again, we're gonna kind of mimic the vocal quality there. So we're going roll on, buddy, roll on. And one thing that you can think about with this basic melody that's good practice is that that not every single note is representative of a single word. That was something that tripped me up when I first started, is you think that anytime you change a note, you must be changing the words, right? But actually in this case we're going roll on, buddy, roll on. So that pull off where we're changing the note actually happens over the single word roll, which is, again, that happens very commonly. So that's something you want to be aware of when you're finding these melodies. Not every single note is representative of one single word. Sometimes 2 notes might represent a word. So let's start with the pickup. Here we go. So we're going to start on that 5th fret on the D string, and we're going to play an upstroke with our pick on the and of beat 1. So that's why we're using an upstroke. So what I would do is count 1, and then play an upstroke, and then we're going to play the open D, so take your hand off. And play that with a downstroke, another downstroke on the open D again, and then the 2nd fret. And we're basically just getting back up to this 5th fret. So what we're doing is we're starting up there and then walking back up to it. So we're going 1. That's how you can practice it. 1. And if that upstroke's giving you trouble, just take it out, count B1 fully on its own, 1, and then just start with the open D. But that little upstroke kind of gives it just a little extra flavor. 1. And then we're going to land there on measure 2. So land on the 5th fret, keep that down, and we're going to play some down up picking. So we're going 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just good practice getting even downstrokes and upstrokes. And then what I want you to practice, if you can, is try and keep this finger down, your ring finger, and then we're going to go up to the A string and we're going to slide from 1 to 2 really quick while doing down up picking. And then play open A, and then back to this note that's already down. And if you have to take your hand off for a second while you do that slide, you can. But what that's going to help us practice is, one, staying in position because we're going back to that note later. So when you play faster, obviously not lifting that finger up and then having to put it right back down on the same spot is going to give you a little extra time. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to help you get that proper wrist angle. If you have to take this finger off to be able to play that slide, that means your wrist is not at the right angle, right? We want to be able to slide that note and be able to play both those notes back and forth with it sounding good, right? And that's kind of a good test of that. So you can go slide. And measure 4, we're just filling up completely with down-up picking. You can also go back and play measure 2 if you want a little bit of space. Just make sure you're following those pick direction rules where we're doing downs on the down beats, down ups on the 1 and. So any eighth notes, we're doing up strokes. Okay, let's play that part again. So that's the roll on, buddy, roll on, right? Notice how we're also filling that up with more picking, right? That's more of a bluegrass way. We're not just going... That technically is the melody, but it's not that interesting, right? What we're doing is filling it up with more picking. And then we land there on beat 1 of measure 5. And we play that note again. Walk up, open A, 2nd fret on the A string. And we're going to get up to this 3rd fret here, going into a C chord. So you can hear how it sounds. We're going... Notice how I do 4 downstrokes in measure 5. The other thing I think about when I'm playing faster is giving my hand like a little bit of a break for a second. So we kind of do a lot of picking. Now I give my hand a little break, and then I'm going to go back and do more picking. Let's look back at measure 3 one more time. That's good practice doing that slide. So I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then I'm landing there. And then we go up into our C, like I said. Here the words are the same and the melody is... So 3rd fret on the A string now. Roll on, buddy, roll on. So 3rd fret, and then 5th fret twice, and then that pull off 2 open on the A string. And then down to the 5th fret. Okay, so how we play that with more picking is we're going to play kind of a similar rhythm to measure 2, but just now on the 3rd fret. Kind of thinking out of this C chord here, right? So we're going, we walk up from measure 5, land here, pick, and then we're going to go up to the 5th fret. So I did 1 and 2 and 3 and then 4 and then land here, 5th fret. And this time we're going to do like shuffle picking. So that's that down, down, up, down, down, up. So the other thing that would be good to practice with this lesson is like compare measures 2, 4, and 8. We're basically playing the same thing there, but with different rhythms. That's measure 2, right? 4 is filled up completely. Measure 8's with the shuffle picking. Once you get those down, you can start kind of playing whatever you're feeling in that moment, right? You don't have to play it exactly as I wrote it. You just want to realize that that melody is the 5th fret on the D string and then put a cool rhythm to it. Again, once you get more advanced, you could even put a more advanced rhythm, like a Bill Monroe style rhythm we'll do in the 2nd solo. I'll show you how to do that. So again, that's where you can kind of take these spots of the melody and then fill it up with your own rhythm once you get it down. Same thing on the C chord. You could do shuffle picking, right? You could go... You can see how once you get it down, if you follow those pick direction rules, it actually gives you a lot of freedom to kind of make up your own little version. But let's play measures 5 through 8 a few more times, a little faster. That's into measure 9. Again, practice doing this. See if you can kind of keep your middle finger down while you add that 3rd finger on the 5th fret. It's a small thing, but if you kind of do that, you'll notice like my hand just ends up doing a lot more movement, where if I just do it this way, It's a small thing, but it's going to make a big difference at a faster tempo. So you're not, it's also kind of training you to avoid those flying fingers that can be a beginner issue. So that's what we're practicing there. Now measure 9, we actually walk back up. The melody is the same. The words change. This is the, you wouldn't roll so slow if you knew what I know. And then we go back to, so roll on, buddy, roll on. Right? So same melody, but different words in measure 9. We walk back up into our C again. This time we just did alternate picking the whole time. And then measure 11, the melody changes slightly here. We just go up to the 5th fret. And then we do like a little response lick. So we're sliding into that 2nd fret again, sliding into that 3rd, very like kind of mimicking a vocal or a fiddle where we don't have frets. We're kind of trying to make it more expressive. It's a really quick slide, right? It's not that. You're just sliding into it while picking. Measure 12 on its own would be a good one to practice. You can do. And then land here in the 5th fret of the D string for measure 13. Let's do 9 through the beginning of 13. We have. When you're up here, you really quick have to take your hand off and kind of turn so you can get that slide.